In 2020, wildfires and extreme drought struck the area known as the Pantanal, a pristine natural region located mostly in southwestern Brazil. In a remote, protected area within the Pantanal, scientists from Oregon State University in Brazil have been researching jaguars and other mammals in the area as the wildfires devastated the region. And what they found was remarkable.
It is really remote, so it takes about 5 hours to get there by boat, and there's no roads or trails, there's no human settlements and no cattle farming. So it's really a pristine area of the Pantanal ecosystem. It's also flooded for half the year, which makes conducting fieldwork there quite difficult. When you get there, you immediately sense that there's a lot of jaguars there. Like wherever you set your foot out of the boat, there will be a jaguar footprint. And you see these caiman skeletons just like lying around on the shorelines, and jaguars are the only animal there that can kill an adult caiman. Since 2014, I've identified over 100 jaguars in the area, but there's so many. And so in the beginning, we would give them names like Milagre and Selema, but now that we have so many, they just get a number like M44 for male, number 44.
Charlotte Erickson, a postdoctoral research associate at OSU, has been doing this research since 2017. With jaguars, their unique spot patterns allow for this work to be done more efficiently.
And which means that we can use camera traps to figure out not just, okay, there are jaguars in the area, but we can also figure out which jaguars are there. We can count how many there are. We can identify who has cubs, who's mating with whom. Like, we can get so much information just from photos and videos. After fire, we set up about 35 cameras along the rivers, and what we do is we set up one video camera and then a paired photo camera so that we can try to get both sides of the jaguar. I really like camera traps because they're non-invasive. We don't have to disturb the jaguars at all. And another way to study them non-invasively is to collect their scats. So we do that while we set up the cameras. We just look around on the ground, and if we find any jaguar scats, we collect them and take them to the lab where we go through them to figure out what the jaguars were eating.
Erickson's previous work discovered these jaguars primarily subsisted on aquatic prey, an unusual behavior for jaguars. This aquatic diet has allowed them to reach high population densities and led them to new discoveries of jaguar behavior.
So in our previous paper, we documented a fairly low abundance of terrestrial mammals in the area, and we thought that this was maybe because of the abundant jaguar population that's supported by aquatic prey, allowing them to then prey upon the land mammals and keeping their populations down. And we weren't really able to say definitively that that's what was happening, but when the fires came through, the canopy was removed.
The loss of tree canopy cover allows sunlight to increase green vegetation and provide an additional food source for terrestrial mammals. Additionally, drought conditions contributed to declining surface water levels, leading to an increase in mammal species in the area.
We documented a really large increase in the jaguar population, which is crazy because it was already such a dense population. So the simultaneous increase in jaguars and terrestrial mammals means that these mammals were not limited by jaguar predation, and in fact aquatic prey like caiman and fish were reducing predation on these land mammals.
The bigger takeaway of this unique region of the Pantanal is that it is suggested it is a climate refuge, where animals sheltered after the effects of wildfires and drought.
This was likely an area that animals took refuge in, and is therefore really important because it can buffer against future disturbances.